The Nazi Hunters, book review by Maya Young. This book was written by Neil Basco. It's a nonfiction book, and the point of view is third-person omniscient. Third-person omniscient means it's told from an outsider's point of view, but it gives you the character's thoughts and feelings without actually being from their perspective. It was published in September 2013, and similar books include The Last Days of Hitler and The House on Garibaldi Street. Themes and purpose. The main theme of this book is justice, namely justice against Adolf Eichmann. The purpose of this book was to inform about the finding, capture, and trials of Adolf Eichmann, a war criminal from World War II. Characters. The protagonists of this book are the Nazi hunters, the people who helped find Eichmann, and the Israeli Defense Forces, the main detectives and spies who captured Eichmann, introduced later on in the book. Zvi Aroni, Shalom Deni, Rafi Ian, Yonah Line, Yaakov Gat, Yoel Goren, Isser Harrell, Ephraim Hofster, Ephraim Alani, Peter Malakin, Yaakov Madad, Avram Shalom, and Moshe Tabor. And the antagonist would be Adolf Eichmann. Setting. The Nazi Hunter takes place in Hungary during World War II. Reichmann's planning to bring Jewish people to Auschwitz by deceiving their leaders and bringing them into slums. Then it goes to Auschwitz, where we learn one of our characters' backstories. It takes us to Buenos Aires, Argentina, after World War II, where a girl realizes her boyfriend may be Eichmann's son because she finds something in the newspaper about him, and where the investigation and capture of Adolf Eichmann ensues. Finally, it takes us to Israel for a fair trial against Adolf Eichmann. Summary. Exposition. The story starts out giving a background of Adolf Eichmann, some of the horror he caused in World War II, like bringing Jews to Auschwitz and putting them in slums. It then takes us to Adolf Eichmann fleeing Germany after World War II. Some major action includes the first sighting of Eichmann and the finding of Eichmann's location in Buenos Aires, Argentina. Finally, after they find his location, they start studying his daily routine by following him around, and finally leading them to plan Eichmann's capture. Climax. The spies follow Eichmann's normal routine and try to capture him, but he ended up not being there. Finally, he shows up, and he resists the spies, tries to escape. They end up rolling into a ditch and fighting. They finally get a hold of Eichmann, and he accepts his defeat. The resolution. The resolution is the trial of Adolf Eichmann, where there's evidence presented by someone who was in the Holocaust, in Auschwitz, I believe, and then leading him to be said guilty. And then finally, his execution by hanging. Thoughts about this book. The Nazi Hunter was very entertaining to read. It was suspenseful and made me wonder about the Holocaust and World War II. It was very easy to understand and clearly descriptively told the story of Adolf Eichmann's capture. It gave lots of background information so I knew everything that was going on and added extra information to give me a broader understanding of the whole topic. Overall recommendation. Overall, The Nazi Hunters was a very great book. I think history lovers and World War II lovers would really enjoy this book. It's kind of told in the way of a documentary, so it's a documentary-esque story, and people who enjoy watching documentaries on TV would enjoy this. I would give it an 8 out of 10. And if I were to change anything, I would try to pull the reader into the book more, because it kind of talked about the information, didn't try to enhance the reader's enjoying of the book, but overall it was a very great book. I would recommend it for almost anyone.